Hi everyone! My name is Fabiana da Silva Boys. Welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. And today's topic is the power of acceptance. So when I think about acceptance, I think all of us, we are taught to always focus on the positive, to always be positive, always be happy, always be smiling. But I guess everybody would agree that life has ups and downs. And I think it's important for us to also understand that accepting all our feelings is a must. And of course, I do think it's very important to constantly focus on positive things. However, I don't think we need to suppress our feelings. Making sure that we process them and that we comprehend them, I believe it's a must for us to be truly happy. So I would say that the first time that I learned about how important it was to accept my feelings is when I was diagnosed with cancer, right? So I used to post, I would say basically every day how I was feeling. And I'm naturally a very optimistic person, always, I would say bubbly. I like laughing about my own disgrace, I would say. But sometimes, some days I was not okay. I noticed that some of my friends would encourage me, like, please don't be upset, please don't be sad. It's not good for your soul, it's not good for your treatment. And I realized at that moment that even though my friends were trying to cheer me up, allowing me to accept my sadness in that day was a must, right? I guess all of us have different struggles, and when we live in the society that keep insisting that we need to be happy, we need to be always cheerful, it's fake. There's nobody who is always happy all the time, right? And understanding that we have to process our feelings is so important. So it's important to be happy and live it intensely, but it's also okay to not be okay, right? I believe that life is a journey that has ups and downs. And most of the time, we are taught to focus only on the ups. And then when we have our downs, those are the moments that we feel that it's like, okay, this is wrong. I'm supposed to be happy now. How are you supposed to be happy when you're, in my case, I was completely bald, right? I was told that I had a deadline, that my life would be gone perhaps in a couple of months. So what I learned in my journey is that when I was okay, it was okay to express that I was happy. But when I was sad, it was okay to be sad as well. And I didn't have to be embarrassed or ashamed of my feelings of not being happy. So I think it's so important for us to remind ourselves, to teach our children or encourage our friends or our partners to really accept all feelings. Of course, when we are happy, it's better, but we need to understand that this is the process of life. You were gonna be at the top sometimes, and you know you're gonna have your bottoms, and it's okay because everybody's going through something if you think about it, right? Different struggles. So when it comes to acceptance, my pieces of advice would be: number one, accept that life will always have its ups and downs. And everybody's going through a different struggle. So just because you see on social media that everybody's like happy in that picture, and it doesn't really mean that there are no fights at home. It doesn't really mean that the person doesn't have any kind of problem. So I believe that because we see so often on social media that nobody posts sad faces, right? It's very rare that you see people posting, "Oh, I had a bad day," or it's not very common. People are always usually posting about their trips, right? Wonderful food that they're eating, right? So I think sometimes this is what causes anxiety on us when we think that, wow, everybody's living this wonderful life and I'm here struggling, right? So remember that everybody's struggling. People are just not posting about their struggles all the time, but everybody is facing a different battle. It can be in the marriage, or it can be with friends or kids or financial struggles. You just don't know. So I think that's hint number one. I guess number two would be accept that there are things that we just can't control. So most of the time we are so concerned or so anxious or so worried about things that we really can't control, right? So in my case, when I accepted that I was a cancer patient and there wasn't really much that I could do against this diagnosis. Of course, I could accept that I could eat better, that I could walk, that I could enjoy my time that I had left, and I didn't know how many months or years I would have that. It was the only thing that I could change. But the cancer cells that were in my body, I had no power over them. All I could do is like send them positive thoughts about like, come on, I'm just 30. I think I can live a little bit more, right? But I think if I had focused way too much, why me? Why cancer? So many people are so bad. I'm just a teacher trying to live my life. I don't think I would have been able to live all those months or years that I have now left happily, because I would be focused on why am I being punished by life. I don't know why I had cancer, right? Did I like having cancer? Of course not. Did I like having chemotherapy every day? Hell no, right? But I think it's important for us to remember that there are things that unfortunately life throws at us and we have no control, right? So we have no control over the weather, over the traffic. We have no control over diseases that sometimes we have and we will never understand. So I guess accepting it, and I'm not saying it's an easy thing, right? It's a process. And I'm not saying that I accepted, oh, I have cancer, yay. Of course not, right? Of course I was mad, and it was okay to be mad, right? That's what I'm saying. Don't expect people to be happy when they're going through something extremely hard, right? Number three, I would say, and that's a hard one for me as well, accept people the way that they are. We're never gonna be able to change people who are next to us, close to us. They can change a little bit, but they are not gonna change into a different person because you want it, right? So giving examples, if you are very extroverted, right, and you want the person who is close to you to be just like you, sweetheart, it's not gonna happen, right? Everybody's different, and when you accept each other's differences, that's when we grow together, right? So if you're wasting all your energy and time trying to change somebody, or you're mad because a person behaves at a certain way all the time, that's who the person is. Number four, I would say accept your feelings. So even though social media will tell you be happy, woo, all the time, accept all of them. Of course, be happy is good. Like being happy is great. But when you're sad, don't feel bad for being sad. Of course, if you're sad all the time, then that means that you need help, right? But just because you're sad, sometimes everybody has their down times and it's okay. And I guess number five, I would say make sure that you accept your journey, right? Nobody else is living your life. So stop comparing your life to others. Of course, we all want better things. We want better relationships. We want better houses, better cars, better everything. Of course, that's natural. However, every time that you compare what you have with what other people have, then that's when you start feeling down. That's when you start feeling blue, because as we say, the grass is always greener on the other side. However, you don't know what that gardener is going through either, okay? So those are my pieces of advice, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here. Like this content, please give a thumbs up, and please let me know what you think. Do you also feel that accepting what we have and accepting our journey is something that we should focus on instead of avoiding our feelings? Thank you guys for being here today. Bye.